in the headlines. Court of Appeal allows INEC to reconfigure beavers for Saturday's governorship elections. Members-elect get certificate of return from INEC. International Women's Day marked to celebrate achievements and raise awareness. And on the international scene, clashes erupt in DR Congo between M23 rebels and army despite ceasefire. Hello and welcome to Trust News Updates. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. And now the news in full. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has approved the application by the Independent National Electoral Commission to reconfigure the bimodal voter accreditation system used for the February 25th presidential election. A three-member panel of justices led by Justice Joseph Ike ruled on Wednesday that the configuration is to enable the Commission conduct the March 11 governorship and state assembly elections. The panel was delivering ruling in an application by the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi seeking access to inspect and certify sensitive materials used for the conduct of the election. The panel, which agreed that the request was grantable, however refused the application to stop INEC from reconfiguring the beavers. The panel said that INEC's submission that the accreditation data from the 176,000 beavers used for the election would be uploaded and stored in the back end of the server was not challenged or controverted by Obi and the Labour Party, and thus they were deemed admitted. Elected members of the House of Representatives have been presented with certificates of return as members-elect from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja. Members-elect pledge adequate representation of their constituencies when the 10th Assembly is inaugurated in June this year. Noel Sampson reports.
International Conference Center was filled with newly elected members, some returning members or first-timer coming with their family and friends and political associates to receive certificate of return, sealing their victory during this Saturday's election. Members enlist security, job creation, among others, are some of the issues they will focus on in the legislature.
Quality representation to make sure that my constituency get the best representation. That's the most important thing for me here.
Well, first of all, we'd like to focus on the security of the nation. We'd like to focus on gender equality. We'd like to focus on poverty alleviation and also unemployment. So there are a lot of things that will change the face of this 10th Assembly.
This is my third time. So the experience is there now. I've got enough experience, and that's to the advantage of my constituent. So most of the requests in terms of bills and motions in the House will be more robust, because the first time in the House I was like a novice, who doesn't know much, but I've learned through the rope, and there's a lot of improvement in terms of legislative assignment. So my constituency hope for the best this time around.
So being elected, or why I even contested election, is to ensure that the youth and the women folk's life is uplifted. 2, to improve on their education. 3, ensure security. 4, to make relevant laws that will improve the unity of this country.
I'll be focusing most especially on youth empowerment and women empowerment. These are key things because we are part of the area that we are ravaged by the Boko Haram. Our people are suffering so much, and we feel we should concentrate on empowering them to have things to do and to have food on their table.
The 360-member House of Representatives will be inaugurated after the presidential proclamation by the incoming administration in June this year. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has reviewed and declared Doguwa and Tudunwada federal constituency election held on 25th of February as inconclusive. The returning officer, Professor Ibrahim Adamuya Kasai, announced Wednesday in INEC office, Kano, that he was forced to announce the winner of the election under duress. According to him, the difference between the two leading candidates of the ruling All Progressives Congress and the New Nigeria People's Party is less than the number of votes cancelled. Therefore, votes in 13 polling units have been cancelled. He noted that a total of 6,917 PVCs were collected in the 13 cancelled polling units, which is higher than the total difference of 4,934 votes between the first and the runner-up.
You may recall that I was made to declare the election results of Dowa Federal Constituency on the 25th of February 2023 under duress. Meanwhile, Section 65 of the Electoral Act 2022 has empowered INEC to review such declaration, and also the Commission has exercised that power by reviewing the declaration within the days stipulated. I, Professor Ayakase, now declare, after the reviewed results, that ADC scored 150 votes, APC scored 39,732 votes, NNPP scored 34,798 votes, PDP scored 2,091 votes, PRP scored 105 votes. However, elections were cancelled in 13 polling units in Tinwara local government, with a total number of 7,083 registered voters.
The Nigerian Bar Association has urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to fix all bugs and glitches in the bimodal voter accreditation system machines before the March 11 governorship and state assemblies elections. The bar also asked INEC to exclude its collation and returning officers with proven cases of misconduct in the February 25th elections for the forthcoming polls. NBA National Publicity Secretary Akorede Lawal stated this in an interim report released on Tuesday after it deployed over 1,000 INEC-accredited observers drawn from the 128 branches of the bar to monitor the February 25th polls. The NBA also commended Nigerians for their resilience and perseverance in carrying out their civic duties during the presidential and National Assembly elections and encouraged citizens to show same values and resolve in the forthcoming governorship and state houses of assembly elections. Moving on to crime, barely 72 hours to the governorship and state assembly elections, suspected gunmen have set ablaze the country home of the People's Democratic Party candidate for Kigwe State constituency, Ifeanyi Ozoemena. The incident is coming 2 weeks after a similar attack was launched on his kinsman, including the State Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Emeka Okoronkwo. Eyewitness, who pleaded anonymity, said the suspects, numbering over 7, arrived at Ozoemena's compound in a Sienna Toyota van around 2 p.m. on Tuesday. However, after a failed attempt to get their target, the suspects allegedly threw improvised explosive devices inside the houses, bombing vehicles parked within the compound. Reacting, Ozoemena, who expressed shock over the development, described the incident as most unfortunate, barbaric, and inhuman. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Henry Okoye said he was yet to be briefed about the incident. International Women's Day is marked to celebrate achievements of women and raise awareness on gender parity. Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Tallen, has urged Nigerian women to remain resilient and not give up the struggle for gender inclusion in governance. Tallen gave the message during an interview with Trust TV to commemorate the 2023 International Women's Day celebration. Dana Daniel Zegi has details of the report.
March 8 is set aside by the United Nations as International Women's Day, a day that seeks to celebrate the social, economic, political, and cultural achievements of women globally. The theme for this year is Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. As Nigerian women join the world to celebrate the day, they outline some developmental challenges facing women in the country.
Some women now, they are the ones holding the home. They'll go out and hustle, work, do one or two things to sustain the family.
What women face is how the men or the society see women. They feel like women don't have a voice. They feel you can't be in authority, which is wrong.
The Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, speaks on policies and programs in place to foster women development.
The main issues affecting women is empowering. When you empower a woman, you have empowered the family, you've empowered the society and the nation at large. So the first empowerment that a woman needs is education. When you educate a woman, you have empowered her for life. So that's why we work closely with the Ministry of Education. Education of the girl child is very, very key.
Amidst concerns of low participation of women in politics, Nigerian women plead for more inclusion and support from society.
A lot of women are not allowed in politics. So we even have, they say, women supporting women. We have women that come out to campaign, they will contest for political powers. But even when you check like the amount of votes they have, some of them don't even have up to 10. And when you check, it's even maybe their brothers, not even like their fellow women that even vote for them. It's wrong. Let's start giving women, the chance to. If they don't do it, then you can vote them out like in the next year. But at least let's give them the opportunity to attain this power and let's see what they can do.
We are still looking out to see whether we can get more women in the helms and affairs. A lot of years past, women has proven that wherever they are, they can prove that they can do it better than men. But it's giving them opportunity. And because we don't have what it takes most time, you find out that some women shy away. So we need to be encouraged.
Amidst the euphoria of celebrating women globally lie the weights they carry daily, from the roadside vendor, the corporate worker, mother and girls. The concern for a better life for her and her family is the drive to make ends meet. Dana Daniel Ziggy, Trust TV, Abuja.
In the same vein, the need for women to embrace inclusivity in science and technology has been emphasized. This, among others, was the focus of the 2023 International Women's Day tagged Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Kabir Lawal has more.
The 2023 International Women's Day raised awareness on issues such as gender equality and violence, as well as abuse against women, among others. Stakeholders at the Women's Day event advocated for the girl child to be given social impact and innovation skills to enable them fully explore their potentials.
Women in technology are a minority, and it is a space that we believe needs inclusivity, needs equality. Yes, it may be a bit expensive, but due to the advent of technological advances that have made it a bit cheaper, it's still a bit expensive, especially for those of us living in Africa compared to the other parts of the world.
Fourth industrial, we're in the era of fourth industrial revolution, where robotics, coding, artificial intelligence, business internet, and so many things are being promoted to the children now. And this is also unique because it targets the girls.
To them, knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, also known as STEM, gives the girl child leverage for accelerating women's equality.
Today is a very important day for girls, and coming together, we've been able to tell the girls that technology is the key thing. No matter wherever you find yourself, whichever discipline, whether you're medicine, whether you're in the arts, using the technology to do very, very far.
Others said it was high time to reflect on how technology can help make them better women and to bridge the gap with the male gender. Female students also said the gesture will go a long way to make them compete with the male counterparts favorably.
Learned that anyone can be involved in STEM, any aspect of STEM, be it science, technology, engineering or math. It doesn't matter who you are. As a girl, you can be involved in STEM activities and also change the world.
Well, we learned that
girls can change the world. We learned that our networking is very important, and our networking are the people around us, our family, our friends, our teachers mostly. And then we learned that no matter what we do, that we should always, no matter what we do, we should always pursue our dreams, always focus on solutions that we see around us and not the problems.
This year's International Women's Day aims to, among other things, create internet-driven solutions rather than misuse of the internet. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Why price of tomatoes is on the rise. Stay with us.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secured are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Here's a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that Court of Appeal allows INEC to reconfigure beavers for Saturday's governorship elections. We also heard that members-elect get certificate of return from INEC. Moving to security, gunmen have reportedly killed 6 persons and abducted 50 others in Rafi and Wushishi local government areas of Niger State. Sources say the deaths occurred after an exchange of fire between military operatives and gunmen in a gun battle that left several others injured. An indigene of a village in Rafi who spoke under anonymity said amongst the 6 persons killed is a 6-month pregnant mother. Confirming the latest incident, Niger State Commissioner for Internal Security and Humanitarian Affairs, Emmanuel Umar, said they are yet to ascertain the real number of casualties, noting that the government is not resting on its oars to rid the state of all forms of criminality. Price of tomatoes has risen in Jos, the Plateau State capital, few days after presidential and National Assembly elections. Traders say the sudden development is not unconnected with the shortage of the product in the northern region, where most of the farming areas have exhausted their produce. Plateau State is a farming area where tomatoes are grown in large quantity. Ado Musa completes the report.
In the last 2 weeks, Trust TV reported how a basket of tomato was sold between 700 and 1,000 naira, a situation that many tomato farmers and dealers were crying about. Traders had said that the scarcity of cash in the hands of the buyers had contributed to the fall of the price of tomato in the market, but the price has risen to 3,000 naira per basket. The dealers explain why the sudden change in the price.
You know, this farming, this dry season farming, is almost everywhere in the northern part of the country. There is the tomato in Kano, Zaria, Katsina, Bauchi, and other places. So why it was cheap in those days is because that time almost everybody's tomato, every place tomato is available. But now many places like Zaria and Katsina, their tomato has finished. Now it's left only here and Kano. That's why the volume of the tomato supply in the market has reduced.
I think one of the reasons for the rise in price of tomato was because the presidential election had been conducted, and people from the southern part of the country are now coming to buy it. The farmers are happy with the development because they have spent a lot in the farm and need to recover their expenses. Asking if the price could continue to rise, the dealers have this to say.
Tomato will not fall down because it's a seasonal farming. A majority of the people are going to face the rainy season farming because of food. They will run away from this perishable because it can make them to lose a lot of money. So I don't think tomato will not come down again until after July.
It is our prayer that the price should shoot up so that farmers can gain something. But never can tell. Anything can happen. It can rise or come down depending on the market situation at a given time. The dealer's father maintained that from now to July this year, there is a likelihood that the price of the product would continue to increase. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Goods worth millions of naira have been destroyed after a fire razed parts of Akere's spare parts market at Ajegunle in the Apapa area of Lagos State. The lifeless body of a 65-year-old security guard is also said to have been recovered near the scene of the incident. The director of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Adesheye Margaret, in a statement on Wednesday, confirmed that the fire started at about 3:28 a.m., adding that the Ajegunle fire station was the first respondent. Adesheye added that the cause of the fire would require an investigation to account for the number of lock-up shops and wares lost. The police public relations officer, Benjamin Hundayin, confirmed to newsmen that the deceased was shot dead, adding that an investigation is ongoing. On the foreign scene, M23 rebels clashed with soldiers on two fronts in eastern DR Congo on Tuesday, despite original ceasefire deal due to take effect the same day. After several days of relative calm, fighting erupted on Monday in the Flashpoint province of North Kivu, leaving several civilians dead and injured. The fighting continued on Tuesday, with the rebels seizing new villages despite a ceasefire brokered by Angola last week that was due to start at noon. The M23 rebels have captured swaths of territory in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo since re-emerging from dormancy in late 2021, claiming the government had ignored a pledge to integrate them into the army. The Tutsi-led group is hemming in the lakeside trade hub of Goma, taking territory to the north of the city and advancing in the west as well. And finally, in sports, Rivers United take on daring club Motema Pembe of the Democratic Republic of Congo this Wednesday in their CAF Confederation Cup Matchday 4 counters to secure a place in the quarterfinals. The Nigerian champions defeated the Congolese side 1-0 away on March Day 3. Victory against the same opponent at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, will move them to 9 points on the Group B table and ensure their qualification to the next round. Rivers United will be without influential defender Ebube Duru for the game as he was sent off in the first leg in Luanda. Asec Mimosa of Côte d'Ivoire and Double Noir of Congo will face off in the other group game. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.